Dr. Joy L. Brown is a living testament that the potential for greatness lives within each of us. Being raised in the I Can mantra transformed her life to believe in herself and to walk boldly in her gifts and talents. Dr. Brown has motivated thousands to step into their greatness and live a life of purpose. Dr. Brown is a career strategist, life coach, international best-selling author, empowerment speaker, and entrepreneur known as the Positive Energizer. She continues to fulfill her life's motto: if I can help somebody along this journey called life with a word or sound, then my living will not be in vain. Through her professional and community endeavors, Dr. Brown is the Chief Executive Officer of 3E Consulting, where she educates, equips, and empowers people through coaching, conversations, and workshops in career and entrepreneur development, conflict resolution, goal setting, health and wellness, leadership development, and personal and professional branding. She has over 25 years of demonstrated human resource development and management expertise in developing and executing human capital programs that achieve organizational success. Dr. Brown is living her dream from HR intern to HR director within the federal government. Dr. Brown shares empowering messages as an author of 4 anthologies. As an empowerment speaker, Dr. Brown motivates audiences with her powerful messages to show up bigger and bolder. Dr. Brown is one of the most sought after names for podcasts and shows and has been featured in various magazines and podcasts. Dr. Brown received the State of Maryland's Governor's Citation, Presidential Life Achievement Award, and Sustainable Business Champion Award for her commitment and service to educating, equipping, and empowering people to their greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Joy Brown.
Good night, and welcome to I Am Woman Show. I am super excited to have you here with us tonight. I can't wait for you to meet our guest for tonight. You just heard all about her and everything that she does. So I'm going to just go right ahead and invite her to greet you tonight as we continue our show of I Am Woman. Welcome, Dr. Joy. How are you doing?
I am doing great.
Awesome. I'm super excited to have you here tonight with us as we are talking about women of resilience. You know, that word is just something about that word that gets me really, really excited. I love to know that I'm hearing stories of women who are able to tell us how they have been so resilient. So before we go into it, I know they just heard your lovely bio, but sometimes persons want to get to know you on a different level. Is there anything that you would like to share about you and who you are and what you do that has not been shared as yet?
Thank you so much. It is truly a pleasure to be with you. And I am just a woman that I've been able to tap into the gifts and talents that God has given me. And so I just walk in purpose. And so I've just been able to just navigate that through this journey, and sharing my story tonight is truly what I'm excited about doing.
Awesome. So when we talk about resilience, what does that word mean to you? What does that word mean to you? When you hear that word, what does it mean to you?
So a resilient woman is a woman who harnesses, I say, those inner strengths and the ability to do three things: reevaluate, reset, and rebound from challenges, setbacks, and even trauma, and uses those life experiences to better themselves and the world. And so when I look at that, it's a woman who's been overlooked. Maybe a woman who has been silent, somebody has been abused and even broken, but found the strength to get outside their comfort zone and understand that there is a calling, there's greater in them. And even though what life throwed at them through the curveballs, they continue to press forward. And so when I say reevaluate, that is someone who, again, assessing what the current situation is, but know that there is greater. It can't be like this always. Who's someone who's able to reset, saying, I know I can do better. I know that this can't be what life has. And I need to reset my mindset and perspective. And I say rebound. Rebound is someone who is able, a woman who said, I'm going to take some actions. I'm going to take some steps. And I'm going to change my situation. We can't talk about change and expecting something different if we don't make a change. And so I am, as I look back over my life, that resilient woman, being overlooked, being silent, being put in a box, being told what I wasn't going to do. But I trusted and believed, and I remember what my grandmother told me, that I can. And even in when life, was hard, and through all those curveballs and those setbacks, I pressed. I continued to press forward and became that resilient woman.
Wow, 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 wow. I love that. You continue to press forward. I
Mhm.
love that because what you said about pressing forward is that's powerful, because many times in life we are faced with so many challenges and we don't feel like moving. So
Mhm.
that's key. That is important that we keep pressing forward. So tell us about some of the things in your life journey as you pursue, your career, your business, and so on, where you had to just press forward. Tell us about some of those types.
So yeah, so again, as I look back, and one of my favorite quotes is, I am the author of my life. And I believe that as a resilient woman, I've been resilient even before I probably knew what the word was. Because again, I was a single mother, graduated valedictorian, found myself pregnant. But that's not where the story ends. So again, my son has just turned 26 and he is now graduating from his master's degree. But the story didn't stop there. And so when I says being pregnant, changed the trajectory of my life. And I am who I am today because of the journey. But it started with my son. I was able to, finish school on time. I was able to start working in HR and literally have grown up in the field of HR, because I think HR is about people and organization, making them be their best. And so understanding that and understanding what my grandmother told me when I was young, and even when I was a mother, that I could achieve anything that I set my mind to. And in my family, we didn't say I can't, we said I can. And so it was that belief that no matter what life was throwing at me, that I could and I was going to achieve. And so even on this journey called life, through there were setbacks. And even though the story could have been like, you pregnant, you're going to drop out of school. Oh no, I finished on time. I went to get my master's. My son was in my classroom. And did you hear me? I said, my son is graduated with his master's. So when you talk about the journey and the seed, that you said you got to press forward no matter what. But even in over my journey, even in my career, like I said, I grew up in the field of HR. I have over 26 years now of HR, and I became a supervisor very young, and I landed, my supervising job, and then, oh my God, I got it. And then I don't know if you ever heard of, when organizations have like a restructuring or a transformation. And then I found out that, my position was going to be downgraded. Now, y'all know I just applied. I was happy. And now I'm all cut up in an organizational restructuring. So what it meant was in 2 years that I was going to lose money. And I said, oh my gosh. But the story is that it's important how you show up. So even though I was in HR, I had to oversee this transformation. Every day I came to work with a smile. Every day I gave it my all. Even though I was being impacted, I never let it got to me that where I stopped being me. And I had bosses who said, Joy, I'm going to let you go to this detail opportunity, which was an opportunity outside of your organization. And so I went over there and I was overseeing an internship program. Now, remember, I started my career in the government as an intern. And now I have an opportunity to oversee an internship program. I excelled. I did extremely well during those 2 years. In those 2 years, my boss was like, Joy, I want to keep you over here. I said, great, would love to stay. When I got the offer letter from HR, I literally thought, oh, this must be wrong. So remember, I had 2 years to find a new job, else I was going to lose money. The boss on this detail was like, Joy, you've done a great job. I want to keep you. When I saw the offer letter, I said, there must be something wrong. Because what I thought I was going to lose in those 2 years, God didn't give me double for my trouble. He gave me triple. And I am just a witness that what if I, going through that situation, came to work mad, came to work angry, had that why me syndrome, what we do, life be happening. Why me? Why I gotta be me? Why me? But no, I took that opportunity and continued to press forward, continued to show up, continued with a smile on my face. Now, even though inside I probably was feeling all of that, but I couldn't stay there. And so the lesson when you talk about being resilient is no matter, what happens, it's important how you show up. Because how I showed up opened a door for me. I continue to do the best. I continue to walk in my gifts and talent. I continue to have managers and supervisors and coaches that poured into me that said, Joy, you got this. Continue to do well. And little did I know, my life was going to change for the better. And then I was able to make permanent. And that's what landed me the trajectory of my life. So even, I was an entrepreneur of many jobs and many businesses. And even prior to the pandemic, again, one of the words that we all learned in the pandemic was what? Pivot, right? And we clearly see that those businesses who learned how to pivot are still in existence to today because they learn what? To weather the storm. They learn what? To make a shift. And so even in life, that's that reevaluate, reset, and rebound. You had to change. And so I was able to do that in business, and that helped me propel to where I am today. But you got to do that. Again, life be happening. I understand because this road has not been easy. As women, I wear a lot of different hats. I know you do too. And so, but I have learned along the journey that having that reevaluation and resetting and rebounding has been the instrumental in order to be resilient no matter what. And it's the power of the press that I think is so important.
I just love that last words you just said, the power of the press. That's it. It's in the pressing, it's in the crushing. It's when you get to that place. So I love all the seeds you've been dropping so far, talking about, your situation or your experience, I should more say, of having to be a young mother and having to still, focus on your studies because you were not about to give up on that, and then still be able to be there so that you can nurture, and be there to build for your son. What are some of the things that caught you, pushing? Because I know you had to push through and you did, but what were the key things, the key motivators that kept you going, especially when you wanted to stop?
I think that's important. I think the key motivators is when especially as a mother, I looked at I wasn't doing this for me. I was doing this for him. And I wanted to be an example to him and be a witness that even though, something may have happened, a delay is not a denial. And I look back over my journey, even before I had a son, I had all these goals and all these wishes and all these dreams. And I stand here almost 46 years in, is saying that a delay is not a denial. And everything that I dreamed of becoming and doing, I was able to do that. And so I stand here as that resilient woman that even though you have dreams and aspiration and something happened and that setback, but it's what you do with that setback, which had me set up for a comeback. And I think that's so important. So even though it may not happen today, It is never too late to still accomplish your goals, your aspirations, and your dreams. And how you do that is still believing in them, speaking life into them, and creating some goals and strategies to achieve them. And so I think that's so important. And also surrounding yourself with people that's going to able to pour into you, that's going to be able to change your life, to give you an opportunity, is so important as well on this journey.
Wow. So who were some of the people that, that played key roles that helped to encourage you along that journey? Because you just dropped another gem there about us having persons there to motivate us, especially when we can't motivate ourselves. So who did you have along that journey?
Well, my first motivation is, again, my family, because I said I grew up with, my grandmother always telling us that I could achieve anything that I wanted to. They were always involved in the community. I always see them giving back. And so that's how I grew up. So it was never about self. It was always about the betterment of others. And now looking back, I'm like, I get it, because that's all I saw. So the key for me was the foundation of my family. But then again, it then translated to school. I had teachers who, I was very smart, and, being smart, sometimes you were picked on and you were called nerd. But I had teachers who also poured into me. Says, Joy, you are smart. You are intelligent. You continue to do what you're doing, no matter what people say or tell you. I think that's key. And then I had bosses who were more than just bosses for me. They were strong women who poured into me, who believed in me, who encouraged me, and had those, I call them soup conversations, who told me the real deal. And I think in life, you gotta have, your cheerleaders, your supporters, but you also gotta have somebody who's gonna keep it real, say, no, don't do that. And if you do this, says, well, okay, what did you learn from that? And if you had to do it again, would you make the same decision? So I think that's important on life, is to have that. And there were coaches and mentors, but I think those have been the key. And also, even though, people say, how do you find a mentor and how do you find a coach? And I say, you are the author of your life. Reach out to people. How do I even talk to people? Everywhere I go, when I'm sitting in meetings, I'm observing people, and I'm like, oh my God, that person is great. I would love to talk to them. Reach out to them. And I think that's been the key. Take the action, follow up them, say, hey, you did such a great job in this meeting. Would love to be able to talk to you. What has been successful for me, every journey or every position I've been able to talk to people who were doing what I was doing. Just think about millionaires are successful because, again, they have probably talked to another millionaire who's given them tools and strategies. And think about great athletes. They had great coaches that instilled in them, that poured into them, but it was someone who helped them along this journey. And I'm just playing my part because somebody paved it for me.
Wow, I love it. I hope they're taking notes, because this is just it's so crucial for you to understand that you need to have those types of persons in your environment. That's the only way you're going to continue to press and to push forward to achieve the things that you have been called to. So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. I want you to stay with us, but we'll be right back with you as soon as possible. Are you an international speaker, a coach, an author? Do you have something to share to help women feel empowered, encouraged, and inspired? If the answer is yes, then we are looking for you. We are looking for speakers for our 3-day virtual summit happening April 19th to 21st. And we are ready to hear what you have to share. If you have something that you want to share that you know can help women to birth their visions, birth their purpose, and walk in what God has called them to be, then you need to go right ahead and sign up for more information. This event is happening April 19th to April 21st, and you are the person that we are looking for. See you there. So you just heard it right there. We are having a 3-day virtual summit. Is happening April 19th to April 21st. And we are looking for speakers. So if you are watching right now and you want to become a speaker, make sure you grab the email address so that you can send us your email and let us get you a part of this summit. It's going to be an amazing journey where we're talking to all women and empowering them. All right, so let's head right back to our guest tonight. We have those of you who are now joining us for the first time. We are speaking with none other than Dr. Joy Brown. She is a lot of things, but I'm gonna tell you the main things that she does. She is a woman who is set on fire after her purpose and ensuring that the job gets done, which is what is leading me right now to my next question.
Mhm.
Dr. Joy, why do you think that there are many women out there who are not pursuing their purpose, or walking in the goals and the dreams that they have already wanted to do? What do you think, what is blocking these women from being able to pursue what they have been called to?
Well, I think the first thing is one is that self-doubt, that self-belief of that, am I good enough? One thing about social media, we look at it and we start comparing ourselves to others. Oh, I'm not like her. Oh, I don't have that. And again, it starts with that self-doubt, which then leads into the negativity, people in your circle. And sometimes people in our circle could be like, again, that creep up, that self-doubt. I'm not good enough. No, I don't think I'm going to put in. I'm not going to apply for that job. I'm not going to put in. I'm not going to start my business. Again, I call them dream killers. And sometimes we kill our own dream because it's that negativity, it's that self. And so I want to encourage you, we can't have fear and faith. I want you to write that down. You cannot operate in faith and fear, because what is faith is something of substance, that thing we hope for, evidence we think we do not see. It's the fear that's stopping us because we don't believe in ourselves. We believe in the naysayers. We believe in people in our ear, like, oh, I'm not her. I don't have this, that comparison. But I want to encourage you, and I want you to remember that you are fiercely and wonderfully made. And there is only one you. See, there's only one Dr. Joy Brown. There's only one you. And so even though there are many coaches, there are many athletes, there are many authors, but there's only one me who can do it the way I do it. And I want to encourage you. And I think once you understand that, that will be the difference, as well as speak positivity in your own self. And I think, again, it starts with yourself. It's in our mindset. So even that changing of the mindset, changing that perspective is where you will get the confidence, says, I can do this. And then navigating, establishing, having a coach and a mentor can help you figure out strategies in order to get that. But I really think it's a lot of us that we want to do these things, but we're just operating in fear. Something is holding you back. But just think about, someone told me, if the doctor told you you had 30 days to live, what would you do with that 30 days? You wouldn't have fear then, right? We need to, let's not go to that extreme. Every day that we have is a blessing. Every day, figure out what you want to do with it to make the most of it, to be impactful for you and your family.
Well said, well said. Wow, I'm just loving it here. Well, Dr. Joy, we know that you are one of the cover girls for I Am Bold and Fearless magazine, which is launching on March 8th, which is Women's International Day. And we're super excited to have you a part of this year's edition. I want you to tell us, what are some of the things that you are expecting to achieve from this magazine?
I'm just grateful for the opportunity. And so truly, thank you so much of just being one of the cover girls. And I'm just expecting just my story and testimony can just inspire another woman, to just inspire that something that I've said or something that you will have heard or something that if you read the article, you will be like, wow, if she did it, I can too, and have that encouragement, because that's what it's about. Because again, if someone asked me over these years, did you ever envision your life like this? I would say no. But what can say, it has started from the journey. And I've looked back over my life, and there have been people that have poured into me, encouraged me, even when life was hard and, I wanted to throw in the towel. They reminded me, says, Joy, your mother named you Joy for a reason. And joy means light, and it means hope, and it means a future. And so that's what you've been called to do. So even on the journey, when we talk about resiliency, it's just being able to just share my story just to help somebody else. And so through this feature and these opportunities, I just want to be a blessing. I want to educate, equip, and empower. And that is why I birthed my 3E consultant, just to serve as that vessel along this journey, to help people tap into their purpose, tap into their passion and everything. So appreciate the opportunity.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, if you had a woman right now and she's on the line, she's watching us and she's really enjoying and feeling encouraged by the words that you've been sharing thus far, but deep on the inside, there is still something that is blocking her, like you said, it's blocking her and it's causing a lot of procrastination because she has a lot of dreams, she has a lot of goals that she wants to accomplish. She just don't know how to start. What would be your words of encouragement to that person right now?
My words of encouragement be to one, write the vision, make it plain. And so start with, do your vision board. Behind me, you can't see is I'm a big on vision board. So I have all my vision boards. And so I say start there because it's your goals, it's your dreams, it's your aspirations, and write them out, picture them. But once you do that, don't just put it up, display that vision, and then figure out this vision that I had. How do I make it a reality? I do believe that visions are visions, but dreams can come true. But you got to put some work into it. And putting the work into it is coming up with a strategy coming up. I'm here today, but I want to be here tomorrow. But then connecting to people that's going to help you get there. And so I would say that's where you start. So when you talk about being a resilient, how do I go from here to there? It's got to figure out where do I want to go? And then once I get there, how can I get there? And then aligning and connecting with people who's going to help you get to where you're going. I think that's where it starts. And speak life into it. So when life happens and those negative, you say, no, I'm going to stay committed. I'm going to continue to press forward because this feeling that I have inside of me doesn't go away. It's like when you're on a job and you know that you got more to give, and they keep saying, well, no, we don't want you to do that. But you know, it's just a burning desire. That means you have really outgrown your job and it's trying for you to figure out where is your calling. And it's by connecting with the coach, you're able to do that. But that's when you just can't sleep because something you just know that there is more. There is more. I'm a big on aspiration and themes. And so this year, my theme for 24 is there is more in 24. I do believe there is more in 24, but you got to figure out what that more is by writing that vision and figuring out how do I have more? What am I going to reevaluate, reset, and rebound from to get more? And you got to be real with yourself. Sometimes that's deleting some numbers. Sometimes that's changing where you go, doing things, all of that. But in order for you to go to your next level, you got to put in the work. But you are worth it, though. You are worth it, my queens.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Wow. Wow. I'm just loving it here. So we're coming pretty close to the end, but just before we go, we have to take a short break again for a final commercial break, and then we'll come back and we'll learn more about what's upcoming for you, what are you working on, and we'll let them know where they can find you if they're interested in pursuing anything that you have to offer. So just stay with us, and we will be right back. Are you an international speaker, a coach, an author? Do you have something to share to help women feel empowered, encouraged, and inspired? If the answer is yes, then we are looking for you. We are looking for speakers for our 3-day virtual summit happening April 19th to 21st. And we are ready to hear what you have to share. If you have something that you want to share that you know can help women to birth their visions, birth their purpose, and walk in what God has called them to be, then you need to go right ahead and sign up for more information. This event is happening April 19th to April 21st, and you are the person that we are looking for. See you there. That's right. It's happening April 19th to April 21st. Make sure that you send us the email so that you can be a part of the virtual summit. We want to have every speaker there. It doesn't matter what area you are in. Once you are empowering women, we want to have you in the room. So go right ahead and just send us an email at queensmindset.qm.com so that we can have you in the room. All right, let's invite Dr. Joy back here as we get ready to close. And we're talking now about, tell us, what is next for you? What do you have upcoming and how can we find you?
Well, yes, you can find me on social media under the number 3, followed by 3E's Consultant on Facebook, on Instagram. Also, the website is www.3, followed by 3E's Consulting.com. And what's next for me is this week, we are launching the 4th anthology, which is called The Essential Soft Skills for Effective Leadership, Steps to Leading with Grace. And so, yes, if you are born to be a leader, which we all are, because I believe leadership is not about a title. You can lead at any level and any position, but there are some essential skills that we all need to be effective leaders. And so excited about that. I do offer free discovery calls, so career coaching services. So please reach out to me again at www.3, followed by 3E's Consulting.com.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So just before we go, is there anything that you would like to share with the women? Maybe I didn't get an opportunity to ask you and you have it on your chest, that you really on your heart, that you really want to uplift them or encourage them with. I want you to go right ahead and share with them your final words.
I just want to encourage the women, and I love how we are Queen's Mindset. I just love that as your company. Because I do believe that we are all queens. And then when I think about tonight with resiliency, just being a woman, you are resilient. That you are resilient, because resilient is having that inner ability, that strength to not only achieve it, but to overcome it. And I think that's what it is, ability to whatever life happens to you, that you have the ability to not stay there, to achieve it, to overcome it, as long as you are connected, with some great women, have that great mindset, and always believe in yourself and know that you are more than enough. No matter what society tells you, what others tell you, you are more than enough. And a delay is not a denial.
I just love it. Well, Dr. Joy, we really want to thank you so much for joining us tonight and for sharing, those gems with us. I am sure that women who are watching here and those who will come after and will catch the replay, that they're definitely going to feel encouraged and inspired, because of everything that you have shared. So I really want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Definitely thank you. So
Thank
now,
you.
lady. Yes. So now, ladies, we're getting ready to go. And as we go, I want you to be reminded of some of the gems that were shared here tonight. As Dr. Joy reminded us that we have to press forward. It's important that we press forward, because it's in the pressing that we're going to get the results. And no matter what happens as you pursue that goal, pursue that dream, you just keep going. We heard her story here tonight, very powerful story of resilience as she continued to pursue her career, she continued to pursue her studies, and she did not let what persons might have called a mistake, but in her eyes it was never a mistake, because indeed her son is a blessing, but she never allowed anything to block her vision and block her from pursuing what she has been called to. So I want you to be encouraged, and thank you so much again for joining us. We look forward to see you back. We'll be back here again on the 27th as we hear from another powerful woman as she tells her story on resilience. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you right back here very, very, very soon.
Are you an international speaker, a coach, an author? Do you have something to share to help women feel empowered, encouraged, and inspired? If the answer is yes, then we are looking for you. We are looking for speakers for our 3-day virtual summit happening April 19th to 21st. And we are ready to hear what you have to share. If you have something that you want to share that you know can help women to birth their visions, birth their purpose, and walk in what God has called them to be, then you need to go right ahead and sign up for more information. This event is happening April 19th to April 21st, and you are the person that we are looking for. See you there.